Hey, what's going on, you guys? Timothy Detterman here. I just want to make this video to talk a little bit about something that I personally just really enjoy in life, spending my time to do, which is learning languages, and talk a little bit about as to why I do so. Um, the biggest reason really is because big focus is here, and there's three different primary ways that learning languages changes you. It transforms you. It transforms you. The word isn't change because that can have bad implications, like someone trying to control me and change me, or me trying to like get myself under control and change myself. That really doesn't work. But transformation, development, and just awakening to self does work, and it's a beautiful thing that happens whenever you participate in something that does this for you. And languages are so fundamental just to life and just being human and communicating with people, because it's one of the first things we really begin to learn, that makes us capable in the world we live in. And so walking yourself back all these layers to look at your own language and see its adequacies and its inadequacies, and then deciding to learn another language and to see its adequacies and inadequacies, and how it empowers you in these certain ways when a different language might empower you in other ways and have weaknesses here. It's just such a powerful thing to do because it changes how you listen. You have to coin your ears into the new pronunciations that are happening in this new language, which connects to your understanding. It changes the way you can receive something to understand it. Different languages have different flows. Different languages have different grammar structures. It transforms your hearing. It transforms your thinking. It transforms your understanding. It also transforms your speaking, what you're able to do with your mouth. So you have the ability to pronounce things in ways, and you're exploring all these things are territories in and of yourself that you're exploring in ways and developing and transforming in these certain ways. And what it actually gives you is lenses on life and more of a bigger picture, a global view, a world view, until it arrives at more of a global level. But these are the reasons why I love languages so much, and I pursue them a ton. So I've been speaking Spanish now for several years. I kind of was studying it ineffectively for the first couple years until I kind of learned how to learn languages with more intuitive processes. So I've been really more officially studying Spanish since January 2017, and I speak at like an advanced level, probably like C1. I'm getting kind of like crossing over into more like C2. But at this level, the progress is a lot slower. But I'm also speaking Portuguese at like a B1. Sometimes it can be like B2. I really have to develop my vocabulary, but the structure of it is so similar to Spanish. Um, when you have intuitive language learning skills, you can switch from Spanish into Portuguese and be talking Portuguese with the Portuguese pronunciation, yet in your head, you're really still speaking a converted Spanish. So in your head, it's kind of Spanish, and the conversion happens like as you speak. And it's a really cool thing. So that really gives you a faster way of to fluency in between those like Latin based languages, because they're all Latin, like Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, Romanian. These are all Latin based languages. Spanish and Portuguese are closer, but this can also move into French and Italian. which is really cool. So that's why I've only really been studying Portuguese for much less time than Spanish, but the growing agent, the active agent for it to grow faster is present in whenever you use intuitive processes, which has given me, an ability to speak on a more intermediate level, almost, kind of like immediately. I just had to put a handful of things together, of how the pronunciation is and how the transformation is between the similar categories between Spanish and Portuguese. But it's really cool. I just I freaking love languages, and it's interesting how exhilarating it is to step into how exhilarating it's been for me to step into Portuguese from speaking Spanish, and the joy, the contentment, and like it brings me like on the inside to speak these pronunciations that are just kind of like so different, but they, I don't know, it just animates me. It brings me this animation in life, and it on a deeper level, it kind of brings me joy. And I hope you guys can if you're thinking about learning a language, make some considerations, really like seek it out. There's a step. I heard this guy, he says you should really participate in a step 0, which is just basically like planning, assessing, and then making your goals and whatnot for the pursuit of a language. And I agree, there's step 0 really is everything, and there's a lot of potential when you go into step 0. And and if you think it might be too difficult for you, like learning a language, talk to people that have learned and collect insights from people. I've shared a bunch of insights in this video already, and also like reasons why, like intuitive processing is an insight to learn a language probably quicker, because there are categories in between, not just Spanish and Portuguese, but English and Spanish and English and Portuguese. So to learn something intuitively and pick up a lot faster. But there's also the opportunity inside learning a language of transforming yourself and transforming the way you view life. And it's only good stuff. Whenever culture sets in through other languages, and you have to learn culture with other languages, and culture has an essence, kind of like a germination principle to it, and the effect of changes sets in the more you I guess integrate would be the word, a language into yourself. People study languages that don't also like have a realization of culture. I think they have a lot more hindrances in the study of that language, and I think a lot of their ties for language learning end up getting pinned down into like more strict ways and more like strict motivation and pushing, rather than getting connected to something that pulls you and you can't stop because you're like so enamored and so in love with it. That's the value of culture. So that can be another insight. Fall in love with the culture, find something that you connect to culturally. But I just wanted to share kind of like about me and why I love languages so much. I hope you guys enjoy the things that I'm saying. Please subscribe, like, and subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and every once in a while I'll be sharing more videos like this as I'm able to. I hope you guys like the backdrop of my room. Brazil! My little whiteboard where I study my Portuguese. This is my room here in Paraguay. All right. Love you guys. Peace.